Good morning, welcome back to another video. Today's video is actually going to be a bit different. We are just going to sit down and talk you through our top things to do in Nha Trang city. So the footage is going to be all over the place, and that's why we decided to sit down and talk you through all the footage just so that you can understand what's going on. There were a few days that we went out and vlogged, but then
we weren't able to vlog everything at the same time, all in a short space of time to make it a quick compact video. So we're just going to quickly summarize some of it. For those of you who don't know where Nha Trang is, it's a coastal city in central Vietnam.
Nha Trang city is known for its beautiful white sand beaches, its nightlife and beach bars and restaurants and clubs, as well as the scuba diving and snorkeling is a really good thing to do. But we'll touch on that a bit later in the video.
Let's get started on our top things to do in Nha Trang city.
Number one, as always, visit a local coffee shop.
Yum yum, Cafe Suda.
One of the things we recommend to do here in Nha Trang is to come to one of the local roasteries and have yourself a cafe soda. It is extremely strong and delicious, and it wakes you up for the rest of the day. Currently at a cafe called E-Coffee, which is just right next to our apartment. So yeah, let's get on to the next activity. Number two, Ponagar Ancient Hindu Temple.
Perched on a hill overlooking the Tran Phu Bridge. Must see.
We have come to the Ponagar Temple here in Nha Trang. The only issue is there are hundreds of buses and they are packed to the brim full of tourists. They look like they are Chinese tourists. It is the summer break in China, so it's understandable that they've come here on holiday, but the temple looks extremely busy. Even though there are so many people here, this temple is still so beautiful. Love it.
So an interesting fact about this temple is it was actually built by the ethnic group called the Cham people. They lived in central Vietnam from the 2nd century up until I believe the 14th century, and they built this temple in the 8th century. There were a small minority of Cham people in Cambodia, Thailand, and some in Vietnam as well, in the central of Vietnam, and this is basically where they made their home, nearby Nha Trang. And it is not a Buddhist temple, it is actually a Hindu temple. So very interesting. You'll see the architecture looks a lot like Angkor Wat in Cambodia, and that's because the Cham people were very skilled at architecture and sculpturing. That's why it looks very different to temples you'll see throughout Vietnam.
Anyway, it's definitely a temple you should come and check out. It really is impressive and it's super beautiful. We would suggest coming early morning or late afternoon when there aren't so many people here, because it gets a bit crowded. Let's move on to our next destination.
Number three on the list is to go to one of the many cheap beach bars along the beach. It is a 7-kilometer long beach, so there are dozens of little beach bars along the way, but let's head to our favorite one. Come to one of the beach bars. The bars are right on the beach, reasonably priced. You can get any drinks, smoothies, coffees, and yeah, the beach chairs are right here. If you want to hire one, I believe it's 80,000 dong per chair, and it comes with free Wi-Fi as well.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Our favorite beach bar is Lucy. It's right here on the sand, on the beach, and their drinks are very cheap.
And the music's very nice too.
Yeah.
Definitely come and check it out. On to the next now. Number 4 is to delve into some of the hymns A hem, if you don't know, means alleyway in Vietnamese, and we highly recommend you get off the touristy areas and all the main roads and really just explore some of the hems. That's where you'll really find that Nha Trang, even though it's a very touristy area, still retains a lot of its Vietnamese authenticity in the hems. It's also where you can find a lot of cheaper fruit, cheaper food, and cheaper spas. There are a lot of spas down the hems. You'll be surprised. They are locally owned spas, and if you go off main roads, the price obviously drops there too. So go and support the locals. Go in and definitely explore hem.
Exploring the local hems in all the Vietnamese cities is one of our favorite things to do, because it's just a way of life, and those hems is beautiful, and it's nice to see that side of Vietnam. There are various main roads in Nha Trang City. All you have to do, it's very simple, walk down one of the main roads and you will see tiny little alleys offshooting, and just go and walk down one of those alleys and you'll be surprised what you find there.
The narrower the alley, the more traditional.
Yeah, I love it. And the more rats, like that rat that bloody well ran over my foot.
Don't be afraid of the cockroaches and rats. The rats, they are far more afraid of you.
And that's Vietnam. That's just something you're going to have to get used to. Exploring the hems leads us to number 5, which is go and have a massage treatment somewhere in Nha Trang. There are thousands of massage parlors and spa treatment centers. It's actually one of the things that Nha Trang City is known for.
But like we said, go down a hem for a spa. You'll get cheaper prices and probably a more authentic experience.
And you're supporting the local as well,
instead of the maybe Russian or Chinese owned spas.
So for your average Vietnamese full body massage, you're looking at paying around 150k. And you can get more luxurious ones. There are some beautiful places. You're looking at above 200k, and you can get cheaper ones. So just shop around. It's up to you what you want.
But the going rate is between $7 and $10, I'd say.
To continue the trend of self-care, this leads us into number 6, which is
mud baths. What a fun experience.
So Nha Trang City is very much known for its mud bathing.
That's actually the third thing that it's really known for besides snorkeling is its mud baths.
That's true. We went to a very interesting mud bath place, which was called 100
Eggs.
Everything was egg themed.
You literally sit inside an egg and then they just fill the egg with mud, and you just chill out.
However, we would suggest that you go to the more authentic, not commercialized or themed mud bath experiences.
So one of the other mud baths that we would recommend besides the 100 Eggs is the Tapo Hot Springs. It opened in 1999, and I believe it's one of the first mud bath spas to have opened in Nha Trang. The mud baths have various packages starting at 180k. Some of them include the mineral water springs afterwards and a massage, so the prices go up to 500k. It just depends on what you would like to have. Beware of the shooty water thingy-majob. It hurts quite a bit.
The shooty water thingamabob.
But lots of fun. I enjoyed that.
Yeah, it was fun. It's an experience, and you have to do it in Nha Trang City.
And that leads us to number
7.
Once you've finished your self-care at the spa and the mud baths, we recommend you get to the night market. It's open from 4 p.m. and that's where you can find a lot of your cheap clothing, shoes, hats, jewelry, beads, bags, postcards,
snacks,
magnets, chips, nuts. There's tons of these nut shops selling cashew nuts. They're just everywhere in the Trang. So
I also saw some edible scorpions there and crickets.
Whatever you want, whatever you're feeling like. That also leads us into the next part, which is included in the night market, is like a cool little food court where you can get pretty much everything. Pizzas, sushi, local Vietnamese food, and the prices were very good, to be honest. They were pretty cheap, and the food was nice.
Agreed.
We ate there about 2 or 3 times. I'll put a link to the night market now so you can have a look where it is exactly. With the food, we are moving on to number 8.
Lucky number 8.
Clary's favorite number.
And my favorite thing to do.
And your birthday. Wow.
And food.
Yes.
Yes.
Nha Trang honestly has some of the best restaurants I have ever eaten at in my life. If you're looking for something different and you don't want to eat Vietnamese food on this occasion, they have some of the best Western restaurants you will ever find.
So from Greek to English to
Mexican
to Italian,
Thai.
Oh, they have some really good restaurants.
Indian.
We cannot go through every single restaurant in this video, but we'll mention our top 5 places for dinner. Number 1.
Mix, the Greek restaurant.
Yes, you have to go there, get their huge seafood platter. It's out of this world.
It's seafood and meat. It's called the Mix.
Yeah, the mix platter you have to get. Number 2.
Sailing Club.
Which is one of the main places in Nha Trang City. It is quite a fancy place, but they have really good food. And then they kind of turn into a club thing at nighttime, so it's awesome.
Very cool music. Number 3 on our list is Louisiana for their awesome homebrewed beer and their burgers.
And pizzas. Number 4.
Coriander. It's a Thai restaurant in the local area of Nha Trang and it blew my mind. I had the best pad thai of my life.
Jeez, that was really good actually.
It was so good.
Thank you to Nika, our friend, for recommending this place.
And
Number 5.
if you would like some Indian food, if you like Indian food as much as we do, then Ganesh on the main street in Nha Trang, I can't remember the name of it. But
Our street that we
in
lived
our
on.
street that we lived on. It's a really cool little quiet Indian restaurant. You had the thali.
Yes.
It was amazing.
Get the thali, it's good value for money and it's delicious.
Carrying on the trend with food, we get to number 9, our favorite cafes. Nha Trang is covered in cool cafes. These are our top 3. Number 1, Alpaca Homestyle Cafe.
Yep, because it was right next door to where we stayed. We went there 3-4 times a week. It was quite bad, but it was good.
And the
At the same
homestyle meals are just really cool. Take you back to your home cooked meals from home.
So we recommend having the Mexican burritos, or which was my favorite, was the chicken breast with potatoes and veggie.
Number 2, you have to visit Rainforest Cafe. It is super unique, really cool and trendy. It's just amazing. You have to go check it out. They are really well known for their bowls, so very healthy option after a gym session. And then number 3, if you are keen for some nice Western breakfast or brunch, head to Time House Cafe. They've got some of the best paninis and breakfasts, and they have a cool breakfast special. I think it's 150k. It comes with a huge bowl of fruit, a full English or French breakfast, and a coffee. Really good value.
After eating all the food and you need to work off some calories, take a walk on the promenade. It is beautiful there.
There's all these different sculptures. They take very great care in grooming their trees. It's just a very beautiful walk and it goes on for kilometers. And there's workout machines all over the promenade, so you'll often find the locals come down and do their bodyweight training sessions on the gym, go for a swim in the ocean,
Awesome.
do their little walking kickboxing down the beach. So yeah, it's very cool. So go check out the promenade.
Finally, number 10, something we didn't actually get to do in Nha Trang City, which we actually really upset about, or I am,
Me too.
is snorkeling and scuba diving. Nha Trang has some of the most beautiful coral reefs and beaches to visit, so definitely if you haven't done your scuba diving license yet, go and do it in Nha Trang. It's very good value for money and it is Vietnam's top scuba diving destination.
That's going to conclude our list of things to do while you're in Nha Trang City. All the links to everywhere that we went to will be down in the description for your reference.
We thoroughly enjoyed our time in Nha Trang City. It is a beautiful coastal city and we highly recommend you visit there.
Don't be deterred by the media and what people say about, it being a hotspot for tourists and Russians. We still had a great time there. We spent 2 months there and it was fantastic. It's a really affordable place to stay. We had really nice accommodation and food, and cost of living was pretty good. Which reminds me, there will be a cost of living video for Ho Chi Minh and Nha Trang coming out in the near future, so stay tuned for those.
That will conclude this video. If you enjoyed it, please give it a thumbs up. Subscribe if you want to see our future videos.
Let's click, smash it if you want to. If that's what you're into, as Peter McKinnon would say.
Smash that thumbs up button. And we will see you guys in the next one. Goodbye.
Bye.
Bye.